How are we all doing? Okay. Sorry, I was trying to get everything set up for Facebook. So tonight we are doing, I had to make sure that I was saying it right, an alligator Mardi Gras. Guy, he's got sacks, beads, and then the gesture hat. So you can kind of see him there, right there. Hey Rhea, how are you? Colors tonight that we are using, I'm going to be using a couple of different greens. We've got Jubilee green, we've got electric lime. Hey Cece, I haven't seen you for a while. How's packing and moving? Other one is Gecko that we're going to be using. I've got, if I can hold on to things, yellow, passion, and metallic 14 karat gold, or just metallic gold would work as well. They're the same basic color from Ceramco. It just depends on what store you pick it up from, where you're buying it. I just noticed my electric line is low. That's parsley. Let me grab paint real quick. Sorry guys. Grabbing paint real quick. Okay. Grabbing an extra bottle here. Okay, sorry about that. Linda, good question. So I got the results back from the nerve study. They did say that I have carpal tunnel. It is not my ulnar nerve, however, it is flared up. But they really think that most of my problem is in my shoulder, so my rotator cuff. I'm supposed to go tomorrow. The ortho doctor was able to fit me in because I just got done with the neurologist. So he was able to fit me in. So we'll see what happens from there. My shoulder's a little tender today, I'm not gonna lie. But you know, it's nothing I haven't handled before. So fingers crossed we'll keep moving on and keep going. So probably from what the neuro told me, more than likely he's thinking I'm going to have rotator cuff surgery. So anyhow, I guess it's better. They said my carpal tunnel is fairly mild, so they don't want to operate completely yet. They think it's just aggravated once again because of my shoulder. So we'll see. Anywho, let me flip you guys down to our little friendly friend. And I am going to start, I think, we're going to start with Gecko. I'll get a willow plate over here too. So Gecko is usually, most of the time with greens, you are looking at about 2 coats. It's just, the coverage isn't always 100%. Sorry, I was doing listings earlier today. So I moved everything kind of out of the way. I was ready, but then I was like, I guess I wasn't as ready as what I thought I was. Okay, so I am going to be using a Filbert number 4 rounded brush, or round brush. That's what I was told. I know, I'm not looking forward to it. I have looked into some other things that they've talked about with ultrasonic and stuff like that, that I'll talk to the orthopedics about, but I'm sure that they're going to want a CT and go from there. So, okay, so with this Filbert, it's kind of like using an angle brush, but you kind of curve differently with it, if that makes sense. Instead of using the angle, you kind of go straight down with it a little bit more. I like Filbert brushes. You don't always see me using them. My angle brush that's this size kind of ate the dust, and as much as I have paintbrushes everywhere, I just haven't dug into finding another size angle brush just like it. So we're going with this right now. The painting on a raised platform and lifting my project has helped quite a bit. I will say that, with helping my shoulder and hand out. So if you guys do struggle with that, I would definitely recommend that for you all. So we'll see. We're gonna go right here. So I'm just getting his belly. We're gonna do a little bit of shading with his belly and the other part of his skin a little bit with the gecko, or with the electric line. And then the Jubilee, I think we're gonna do is the dark. Ooh, fell in the ice on, ooh, yeah. So when I originally hurt my rotator cuff, I was 16. There was those blow up slides that you kind of see at like fairs and stuff like that. They had a blow up slide playground in Utah. It was called Some Dude's Playground, and I went there. One of my first dates with actually Brian and his friends, and so I was kind of showing off a little bit, but I was jumping on the slide, and I do a cartwheel in the air and then kind of come back down. Well, I had done it quite a few times, and of course, you know, the last time they're like, do it one more time. I did not get enough air, and I completely fell on my shoulder. Good thing I didn't land on my dang neck, because that's how stupid I was. But anywho, came down, I broke my collarbone and dislocated my shoulder real bad. So it was not a fun moment. And poor Brian, they grilled him from the moment that they got me in the emergency room till we left about him pushing me or hurting me and stuff like that. They grilled me when I was getting my x-rays and everything done. I'm like, no. They, I guess they ended up calling the place that we were at because they were aware, and they did confirm his story. But they said with most injuries like that, it's usually, which I mean, I know now, but most of the time injuries like that are caused because of somebody else doing it. It's one of like the #1 things for being pushed. So anywho, when I went through police academy, they used to always tease me because I had to do my push-ups differently, because if I didn't, I'd dislocate again. So I've dislocated a couple times since, but I think it's finally, my shoulders finally just said, enough. But anyways, how are you all? Enough about me. Anything fun going on? I know Cece's packing. How is Cece doing? Packers come on Wednesday. How exciting. Now, I forgot to ask you, have you gotten a house yet, or are you just going to live with his mother for a little while and then kind of figure out this situation? I know that she hasn't been doing well, so just kind of, I haven't talked to you. I need to talk to you. I need to just call and be like, what's up, ladies? So right now, you guys, all I'm doing is just getting the little spikes on his back and getting these edges real quick. Okay. So I'm just getting around these little round parts of the saxophone that we got here. Going straight down. Get this right here. Now, one thing I do like about using the filbert brush is that it does hold on to paint a little bit more. So if you're used to using an angle brush that doesn't hold as much paint, just be careful because you can overpaint real fast with it. Kind of give yourself some big bloobies and goopies and whatever else you want to call it. But like I said, I am using a number 4 filbert brush, or a rounded tip brush. You'll hear it called both. All right, let's go right here. Okay, well, let me see here. Should we do his eyes the lime green, the electric lime, or should we go with the gecko? What do you guys think for his eyes? Let me know what you think. Hey, Avenel, how are you? Okay. Come back here real quick. We'll get our little friend's belly, one more coat. It's amazing what that second coat does. It just really brings your project to like bright status, I feel like. And I have been getting asked a lot. I know you guys know, most of you guys know, I feel like, but I've been sharing a lot of my TikTok videos, and a lot of people have been asking why I paint my projects white first. And the reason why they do that is because that white works as a primer, first of all. And second of all, it brightens your paint so much more. If I was to paint this on like just the natural wood color, it would kind of dull it out. It would make it a little bit more brown, not as bright lime green that we were kind of going for. It just kind of dulls everything out. Even the lightest of wood, which this one's pretty light if you can see, it will darken it just a little bit. And it helps with not absorbing all of the color into the wood. So you don't have to do as many coats to get that nice vibrancy that you're looking for. So just a little thing I noticed has kind of been some of my comments lately that I wanted to bring up to you guys. And I will try and be better about telling you guys more about brushes. I've had a lot of people ask me more about the brushes and stuff like that. I like the brushes that have the brown tip or the white tip. Those are the ones that I typically paint with, and are more of my go-to. And then of course I like my filberts, my angle brushes the very most. And for writing, I like what are they called? Flat brushes I do like too. I just don't use them super much. So I like rounds like this too, for writing and stuff like that. Okay, oops, I just put my hand right in his butt. I think we got everything. Should we do his eyes lime, the gecko? Oh goodness. 100% agree. You guys are making me nervous. I've been told it's awful though. You guys aren't the first ones that have told me. I think we're gonna go with the lime. I've been told it's about 6 to 8 week recovery too. No bueno. Missed all of you guys on business call. Okay. Hit his eye real quick here. I dropped that poor thing on the ground. I think it's like it's telling me how much it hates me because it's always like making this rattling sound when I turn it off. Probably not a good idea, but you know. We'll keep it going. I'm gonna leave the gecko out, the gecko green for right now out. We are gonna go ahead with the electric line. Or actually, I'm gonna wait on the electric line because I'm gonna do the Jubilee first. My bad. Went back to school part-time. Yeah. Okay. Oh, I even got electric line. Oops. I guess that's what happens when you get the other bottles out. It's okay. We'll put that there. Jubilee green is what we're going to be using for the base of him. And I think I'm going to bump up our brush just a little bit to... This guy's a little more detailed than what I initially planned. And I just realized I missed a spot with his hand. Oh, for physical therapy? Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm hoping that I'll be able to get somewhat back to normal. I'm hoping it won't keep me out too long. Lori told me I could come hang out with her since I'll be probably bored out of my dang mind. I'm like, I'll show you laser. I'll play with the laser. Okay. I'll hit that again with one more coat in a little bit. Okay. Back to Mr. Gator. He needs a name. We gotta figure out a name for him. He's too cute to not have a name. Where's Miss Johnny when I need her? She's my expert in Mardi Gras. Y'all, I did not know what Mardi Gras was, you know, like from being in the, living in the West, you know, and kind of Utah, they just don't really celebrate that kind of stuff out there. So I had no idea what Mardi Gras is, and she asked me to make a Mardi Gras sign. She's like, why don't you have any Mardi Gras? And I'm like, to be honest with you, no offense, but I don't know what it's about. I'm like, I just thought Mardi Gras was about, you know, beads and showing off your top. So she informed me, kind of taught me a little bit, and it's been fun because it's so fun and like whimsical, and you can just go crazy with it. So I really, it's been fun to draw Mardi Gras. I like it. I wish I could sell more of it. I would draw more. In Chicago, we didn't really, but I know St. Louis, where Teresa Winters and a couple of other people are, they do Mardi Gras a little bit more down there. But Chicago, we did St. Patrick's Day. We did they did a lot more of like dyeing the river green and tons of like Celtic dancing and stuff like that. It was really fun. One part of Chicago I definitely will miss. I probably should have went to a smaller brush for this, but we're just making it work. So I'm just kind of tilting it up a little bit and giving it a different angle so I don't have to move my shoulder too much for you guys. So we don't break me. I can continue to paint. There we go. And then, like I said, this Jubilee, any green, really, to be honest with you, I have yet to find a green that is kind of one and done. They all tend to be 2 coats or more. It's kind of what I found. So I'd love to find one that gives a really good coverage like that, but has not happened yet. So just cleaning this guy up. Will do. I know I like to golf. Well, not really golf, I guess. I like to go to the driving range. And that has not been really happening. We like to go to, do you guys go to Top Golf? Have any of you been there? We go there a lot for date nights, and the girls love to go there. Briley requested it actually for her 13th birthday. But we go there, and I usually do pretty good at the driving range, but I only could hit a few, and her birthday was January 6th, so I could only hit a few before I was like, yeah, I'm done. This isn't feeling great. That's when you know, right? When you can't do the things that you want to do anymore, that's when you know. I'm like, I'm still young. I still should be able to do this. At least I feel young. It's creeping up on me. This shoulder has definitely made me feel old. Okay, just hitting these edges real quick before I forget, because we all know I struggle with that one. Okay, cleaning that up. All right, I'm gonna get the, oh, I just realized we need to get this part real quick. This is just down kind of on his neck. And then we're going into the beads and the saxophone right there. We'll get his arm, welcoming us in. Okay. Go on this side. We'll get his knee. Their little puny legs. When I was drawing him, I'm like, oh my gosh, it's like they have no legs. I looked at a couple of different drawings. I'm like, okay, well, I guess I'm doing this right. It's always fun to get some type of inspiration from things you see. Who knew that doodles would end up making me paint so much? I always thought I was just a doodler. I didn't really think I could draw. All right, let me grab right here. And now for the fun area. I'm just going to go straight down, take a little pivot, and then my brush was starting to end with paint, so we're going to lift up, and then we'll come back. paint where we left off. There we go. Same right there. And there we are. Getting his big old booty. That was the other thing. Alligators, they got big old booties. Baby got back. There we go. Hey Joe, how are you? You are not late. You are a-okay, hon. Even those missing the replay are never late. Alright, so I'm just cleaning up these edges. I'm getting this edge painted real quick here. And then we'll move up to his arm. And then I will get one of his gesture hats painted, one side of it. Let's see. Okay. Just cleaning up right there. There we go. Getting his arm and elbow. Okay. All right, I'm thinking green, yellow, purple. So we're gonna put this one as green here. Oh, I gotta do the beads too. Okay. There we go. Grab the edge real quick. And right here. Hey Erica, how are you, hon? All right, now I'm just gonna smooth this out. Okay, so we've got our little friend here. I zoomed in a little bit because I wanted to let you guys see a little bit more. If it's too zoomed in, let me know and I'll zoom out. Oh, I just realized we didn't get this side of him. All right, there we go. And I said we'll get the beads real quick. I'm like, I know there was something else I was supposed to do. Oh, let me hurry and get this one more time since I forgot him. His little fingers. Yes, let the good times roll. All right, I'm gonna get the beads real quick. Let's do, we'll go right here. This one. And I'm not too worried about coverage on these because we are glittering these beads up because you know I gotta add glitter. And then this little bead right here. We're going every 2 beads here. There we go. Okay. Let me get this with the heat gun. Thank you, hon. I appreciate that. get this second coat on and really make him look pretty, because right now he's splotchy. We don't like splotchy. So we're going to get his little arm here. Okay. Get our friend's little booty. I shouldn't say little. I purposely made a big booty. And we'll go right here. Bring his little toe up there. All right. Get right there with our angle. Get his arm. Isn't it amazing what that second coat does? All that splotchy just goes away. I wanted to go crazy and I'm like, oh wait, he has teeth. Can't go crazy here. Can't start painting all nuts. And then when I do know that there is a second, like when I am painting with the prime and everything, you guys, just so you know where I know that it's going to be white, I already add a second coat to it. So that way I don't have to come back in and do that extra white coat. You just use the white for detailing. So. Because I do get asked, why do you never paint white? Because I already did. And then what I use for my primer is just regular old white acrylic paint. I actually end up using either white, whatever kind is cheap, because white paint's pretty, for the most part, it's about the same in equality. Same with black. But I use either apple barrel, or I got this, that came off my paintbrush. I get this huge bottle. I don't know if you can see it behind me. Yep, you can. It is right there, kind of next to the crickets. I get that huge white bottle from Michael's, and that has really helped out. I actually really like the quality of it. I don't care for the rest of their stuff, but I don't mind their white and black paint, and that is the Craft Smart paint that they have there. For colors, you're going to use a lot of tones for it, but hey Susan and hey Teresa. How are you guys? Just noticed a little blot right there. We got Mardi going on in here. Oh, I don't know why I'm taking that yet. All right, we need to do some shading on our friend. I am gonna go ahead and grab, I might need to go into my other spot. No, I don't like that one. Sorry. Trying to figure out which one I want to do. Okay, I am going to grab a 1/4 angle brush. I forgot to grab my median out. We're going to put, move this over. We're going to put a little bit of median on my plate here. Okay, and then what I'm going to do, this is the electric lime. I'm going to just grab a little bit of median to help my brush. And then I'm going to grab the tip is going to be the electric lime. So I'm grabbing a little bit of the Jubilee green, electric lime, And I'm just kind of moving it back and forth just till I get my color that I kind of want. And just a little bit. There we go. Kind of liking that. So what I'm going to do now is we are going to just kind of highlight his tail a little bit for us. This is going to give it a little more depth and dimension kind of going into his tail. It's going to kind of bring it back to life. I'm going to hit this with just a little bit more of the electric lime right there. Grab a little more medium. And I'm just kind of going where I'm going to be doing some outlining, but this just kind of pulls everything in a little bit more. Okay, let me grab a little bit of both here. Get coloring again. And this is just quick sweeps, nothing real fancy. I used to be so afraid of doing highlighting or shadowing and highlighting this way. And honestly, once you kind of get over it and you start playing, it really is quite easy and very forgiving. So, and if you notice, I made a little boo-boo on his tummy right there, but I am not gonna really worry about it with outlining and shadowing in the other part. I really don't think it's gonna be that big of a deal. So we're just gonna roll with it. With his arm here, we're gonna go right here. I need more. There we go. There we go. All right. So our gator, this is where you're really gonna see it kind of come out, is on his mouth, because it was starting to look really blobby because we are using so many of just that one tone kind of thing. So this is really where you're gonna see that pop out more. Can you see how that's pulling a lot more? We're starting to see his little character of himself come out more. It's Tater! Yes, Susan! We got a name. It's Tater the Gator, or Alligator. Because I gotta remember that I tried doing my research so that I knew that Louisiana and other parts, only Florida has gators and the rest have alligators. So I did my research. Are you guys all impressed? I was like, I know somebody's gonna say something if I mess it up. So I tried, you guys. I really tried. It is Tater. Susan, I think because of that, this one of these guys gets to come to you. What do you think, my friend? I think Susan needs him. I just did that backwards. I just realized that. A lot of with painting, Erica, just to go into, you know, that I make it look easy. A lot of practice, first of all. I'm not going to deny that. But a lot of the time I've noticed with people that struggle with painting and different things like that is they get too much in their head. It's really is pretty easy. You know, you just kind of play with it. And for the most part, painting is easy. It's just playing around, messing around, doing strokes and stuff like that. Okay, we're gonna get his eye right here. And honestly, it's listening to your hands do the brush strokes and learning paintbrushing and stuff like that. The best way to learn too is practice. And just going through and doing brush strokes on paper and setting up little lines or swirlies and moving your hand with them, that really helps a lot with getting control of a paintbrush and learning that kind of technique a little bit more too. Susan, I loved your signs, by the way, that you made for the Super Bowl. I'm so excited for you guys. Okay. Did I? Yeah, I did. Okay. So we've got him. We've got him all shaded. I'm not going to worry too much about his hat. However, we are going to do kind of a reverse shadowing from what you saw here. And this one, we're going to add some darkness to the lines of him. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to put my gecko down on the bottom and my darker color, the electric lime, up at the top. We're going to take this and we're going to move it back and forth. And we're going to get that nice pretty effect. I'm going to grab just a little bit of my median. You know, what median does is it just kind of makes it more pliable. Oh, I'm sure. I bet you guys are having so much fun. All right, so we're just going to go right through here, and I'm just going to grab, go right through. I'm going to come right down here, get his belly there. Okay, going one more time here. Okay, and see where I had that boo-boo, where I told you it kind of get fixed? See? If we go over the line, if we mess up a little bit, we can always fix it, not a big deal. All right, just get his little hand here. I am going to hit just a little bit of his spikes. Might need to grab just a little bit more median. I was hoping I wouldn't have to do this again. Okay. So I'm just making little swooshes with my paintbrush, just kind of almost really using the tip when we get to the end here. Just using what very little amount of lime green I have. And then I'll bring it up so you guys can kind of see what I'm meaning. But you can kind of see how that kind of gives that tail more dimension so that it's not just a blob. Okay, let me put away the paint that I have real quick. And just so you guys know, paint is starting to become a shortage again, along with wood, so pray for all of us. But if you're in the market for that kind of stuff, you've been warned. Watch for things, because prices are going up again, unfortunately. Hey Carolyn, how are you, hon? Got a little bit of median clump there. We do not want in our paint. Let me throw this in here. Sorry, guys. Okay. So the greens that we used, one more time, was the gecko for the lighter. The medium color was that we used for all the highlighting. That was electric lime, and the dark green was Jubilee green. Jubilee green is one that I use a lot. All right, let me throw this one in there. And then the rest of this should be actually pretty fast. Okay, while the green is mostly drying here, I'm going to go ahead and use yellow. Oops, wrong color. One of those days. I feel you, girl. Actually, since there's not that much yellow, we're just going to use the cap. Clean this paintbrush real quick. Oh my gosh, Susan. I just caught that. I have many years on Tater now and the pirate riding him. Oh my gosh, you're going to have to send me a picture of that. That is hilarious. Okay, so yellow, here we come. I think what I'm actually going to do real quick is I am going to hit the sacks, even though I'm using the metallic. I'm going to hit it with just a little bit of yellow so it gets that little bit brighter, brassier undertone, because the metallic sometimes has a hard time with paint or with kind of pulling the undertones underneath. And so when you put what undertone you want on it, it really helps pull that color a little bit more. So I'm just gonna hit that real quick here. You know what, since I'm right here, we'll go ahead and just put this bead yellow too. Make it easy on ourselves, right? And I'm not doing a really great job at covering this just because, like I said, I know that we're coming in and doing that metallic. But we're just kind of giving it a little bit, so hopefully the metallic will show up a little bit better. Alright. Same thing here. I'm going to do a metallic crown on his court gesture hat here. So I'm just going to throw a little bit of this yellow down. Okay. Right here, get our friend. And right here again, there we go. Smooth that out. Okay. Gonna get the center of his hat here. Now this we do want yellow, so I will come back in and do a second coat with that as well. The bells are going to be gold as well, the metallic gold. So we will hit those just real quick as well. Grab that. Grab this guy. There we go. Just doing the edges here. Oh, I realized I am like not on camera. He's adorable. Good. I'm glad you love him. I had fun drawing him. He was a COVID draw too. I drew a lot. Sitting on the couch bored, I drew a lot. Passed the time away, I guess. I'm starting to draw up Easter. You guys, I feel so far behind. I drew up 3 designs. 2 I know I got done. The third one I was kind of playing with, so you don't know if he'll work out or not. Okay, got that. I am gonna just hit this edge piece here, and we'll go right here on the sacks. And then I'm gonna hit with the heat gun. Oh, I have 1 bead I think I need to do as well. All right, yep, I do. You gotta go, actually 2, I think. Right there, and let's see, yep, right here as well. And then, like I said, I'm not going to really worry too much about these beads because we're going to glitter them up. So 1 coat is really all it needs because we're just needing that base undertone coat. Hey Lillian, how are you? Okay. Let's get this guy 1 more yellow coat on the hat here. All right. Your puppy is so cute, by the way. How is all the puppy training going, Miss Lillian? All right, so yellow we are done with. I'm gonna just go ahead and hit with the Passion. This is purple, it's called Passion. Another one of my favorites that I use. And for this one, we are going to use the lid again. We'll do the beads and the top hat. So just coming in with my angle brush, pulling, and then pulling back out. Coming in, and then pulling out there. And then we'll make that line smoother. Sometimes when you're trying to do all the lines, you'll end up tweaking your brush too much, and it will end up flipping back and causing more harm to your art or whatever you're painting. So sometimes it's just better to stop, reposition your brush, and then paint again. And it also helps your wrist, so you're not tweaking your wrist either. Okay, we're going to smooth him out. All right, I'm going to go right here, get this edge inside here. And right here. There we go. Now the purple sometimes can be hit or miss. This one, it definitely looks like we're going to need 1 more coat. Sometimes purple, you can get away with 1 coat. Other times, you really do need that 2nd coat. I'm going to get this bead right here. And 1 more bead right here. Okay. Let me hit this with the heat gun real quick. All right, 1 more time right here. There we go. Okay, nice and smooth. And purple is done. Ooh, I caught a little glimpse of him in my camera. He is looking fabulous. Okay, let's get some metallic gold. Once again, I'm just going to use my lid. I am going to go ahead and just use my 1/4 angle brush, and this is where I was saying it gives you that nice gold or yellow undertone a little bit with the gold, so you're not fighting the white as much. Metallics are a little bit harder to paint with because they pull a lot from the other colors, and especially the white. So when you turn it one way, it's going to look white, as almost as if you had never painted it. And then you'll move it a different way and it will look fully painted. So that is why 2 coats are usually good with metallic, and having that base coat sometimes really helps as well. Oop, I got a lot of paint there. Let me move that down. There we go. One thing about metallic paint too is when you are drying it, make sure that you're moving even more fast, because it likes to bubble or get pitted, kind of look like a sandy look to it. So just make sure to be careful with that, unless that's what you're looking for, kind of to give it a texture look. Going right around here, there we go. And then I'm just going to smooth this out just real quick here. And then because I did the edges yellow, I'm not going to worry too much about that. I'm just going to leave them yellow, not worry too much about painting the edges gold. Alright, we got that bell. Let's go in here. We're going to get his crown. Just go right there. Another thing with metallic is it also can be a little bit thicker to paint with. So if that's really causing you issues, you can always water it down just a little bit. It will make it a little bit more pliable. Or you can use the median float, and that will help water it down as well. Either way is a good option, because it really is, in some ways, I kind of feel like you're painting with toothpaste with metallic. It just kind of has a pasty weight about it. It's kind of weird. All right. It's looking fun. If I'm missing any of your comments, you guys, I will make sure that I go back through and check on them. All right, let's hit this one more time here. Okay. All right. slight little spot right there that I think I might have pulled too much paint from. There we go. All right, let's get this crayon one more time. Okay, and you guys, I noticed right here, I know I said I wasn't going to do edges, but I didn't paint a edge here, so that one gets some gold. I'll get the bell real quick. And now we get to do some detailing. Woohoo! This is when he is really going to pop. We're going to really see how stinking cute our little guy is, our little tater. The margarita gator. Okay. Oh, I never pulled out my black. Whoopsie. I know we're a little bit over on time, so I'm sorry. I had too much fun talking. I'll get better. Okay. Oof. A little bit of black there. And for those of you guys that are new, I do water down my black just a little bit. The reason why I do that is so that it makes it more pliable when I'm doing the detail lines. It kind of just glides better, so it's not as clumpy. Now it's not super watered down, just a little bit. Thank you, Sherry. And I will get his eyes. I know they're looking a little creepy right now. Okay. We are going to try and not get my hands in all this glitter or in this gold paint. So I'm just taking my detail brush. This is a spotter brush, a 10/0 spotter brush. Okay. Now everybody knows I love to add little zigzags and different things like that. So it just kind of, I feel like adds to my pieces a little bit. It's completely optional. You do not have to do it. I know some people that will add little dashes or little extra dots and that kind of stuff as well. Okay, I am not loving the way this brush is working here. Okay, there we go. Sorry. I was not getting a good point. And yes, I licked my brush to get a good point. I'll probably die from acrylic paint. I know. All right. Okay, we're just getting our little outlining going. So basically what we're doing here is like the outline of what you would do for a coloring book. We're basically doing that. We're adding it at the very end. This also hides a lot of like imperfections of going out of line, any of those kind of things. I also get asked a lot of when I get to the outside lines, if I go straight to it or if I kind of leave a gap. I leave a little gap so it kind of has more dimension, but honestly, that's all up to you. There really is no rules, just like there's no rules in wreath making and bow making and stuff like that. Same thing applies here. There are no rules when it comes to painting. You do you. Have fun. Alright, our little friend's eyes are finally going to get covered so they don't look as creepy. Okay. Okay. Right there. And my brush is starting to get clumpy, so I'm going to clean that up just a little. My brush is not wanting to be my friend tonight, but we'll deal with it. There we go. All right, I'm going to do a little zigzag here, just to kind of tie in his crown a little bit. Okay, this brush is driving me nuts. I'm sorry. I know I have another one in here. Maybe I don't. Yes, I do. Okay. Let me use this one. The bristles aren't wanting to stay together, and it's driving me nuts because it's not giving me as crisp lines as what I want. I have to dip it. When you guys have problems like that, if you get a cup full of hot water or put it in the microwave and dip it in there, and then you can shape it with your fingers, a lot of the times it will fix your brush and then you don't have to throw it away. So if you're having that problem, I just now told you how you can fix it. Okay, getting our little bell here. Let's do a little zigzag there. Okay. He's really popping now, right? Isn't he fun? I tell you, doing these outlinings. And if you are nervous about doing outlining with a small detail brush, another way that you can go about it is just getting some paint pens. I prefer Posca paint pens out of them all. My next favorite are the painter pens. You can get those ones at Walmart. I don't mind those ones either. But those are the ones that I prefer. This saxophone you're really going to start seeing pop too. There's a lot of detail in it. Because right now it kind of just looks like a big gold blob. Now with the shading, if we didn't do the shading, you know, this is how you could get those big green blobs to kind of come out again too, is by doing the lining and the outlining. But I really love how shading looks. So, and I love teaching it for you guys. Get these arms real quick before I move further down on the saxophone. Oh, I forgot to do a little green line on his elbow. Maybe we'll just do it with black right now. There we go. Okay. Going back to the sax. Now, I know I'm kind of going all over the place. The reason why I'm working this way is I'm trying to avoid getting too much paint on my hands. Not that I'm afraid of it, but I really don't want it messing up our project. Lord knows I probably every day have some spot of paint on me. Never really seems to go away. as I'm saying I'm doing this, I'm like putting my hand right back in where I didn't want to go. Okay. I feel like we need a little zigzag there. Okay. I'm going to go right straight down here. Come right back up there. Okay. Alright, last little circle over there. There's a lot of circles in this project. Oops. My hand got a little bit bouncy there. Don't know what that was about. So I like to add a little swishies, you know, wherever I can. Just kind of add, like I said, the dimension. Oops. Going a little crazy off the line there. Okay. So we're going to go right here. We'll add a couple of little circles here. One more right there. Okay. All right. Got his tummy here. So I kind of, on his joints, added these cute little swishy circles to his joints just to kind of give some more dimension. I'm still on.
Run to the gas station, so checking.
Okay.
Okay, love you.
Love you. Alexa, hang up.
Alexa, hang up.
Sorry, guys. Our broadcasting system brought to you tonight. All right. Just gonna go right here. Guys, I'm so excited. We got a new gas station that opened up. As you can tell, it's kind of in the hit. We tend to kind of go a little bit. All right. Whoops. There we go. Get our last little bit of our tail here. I feel like our tail needs a little fun, a little swishy. I think even like a swishy here. There we go. All right. Let's get the last bit of his spikes. We'll do a few little highlights, throw on a little bit of glitter, and we will be so freaking cute and ready to go. Okay. Voila. Making sure, oh, I mixed his little teeth. And I do need to get a little dauber here for the bells. So these are the little embossing tools, stylus, whatever you want to call them. This one in particular I got at the dollar store. These make the perfect little dots for eyes, the little small bells, those kind of things. I normally use my paintbrush, but when you're doing small work like this, it is awesome to work with. Thank you, Brenda. All right, let me grab our white here. Yeah, I'm just gonna put it right here in this little guy. Whoop. My paint is running all over the place. Okay, so since I already have this here, we are gonna go, yeah, I think, yeah, I'll use the small side for right now. We'll kind of go right here and do a small little one right here. And there we go. Just like that, we've got some glistening in his eyes. Thank you, Susan. Okay, so going back and using that same spotter brush that I had, we're gonna just grab a little bit of white here, and we're just going to kind of give a little bit of highlighting. My brush is gonna barely kind of touch in little spots. So I'm just kind of going right up. Look at his little hands here, his little elbow. Like so. And right there. Maybe get right there a little. And I just kind of lightly, like I said, just kind of touch with my paintbrush. Just kind of adding here and there. Kind of just where you think a little bit of like the light or shine would kind of add in on things. That's kind of what we're doing. Grabbing his little saxophone. Go right there. And like I said, it's not even like a straight brush through it. You can see there's little spots that are missing. And I think it just kind of adds to the highlight of it. Go right there. Oh, I just realized I totally missed the detail line right there. Hey, Case, how are you? Silly me. I'll hurry and add that back in here. I think he kind of needs an under part of his jaw. What do you guys think? There we go. Okay. A little more here. And go right there. Little there. Kind of just getting little pieces there. And we are done with highlighting. Oops. Off camera there. There we go. You can kind of see them. All right, let's add some Mod and glitter and we will call our friend done. Mod right there. Oh, and we'll go right here and grab some parchment paper. Make sure you're using parchment paper with glitter. Wax paper, a lot of people think to use that and it clings to the glitter and will not let you transfer it back in the bottle. which then in return causes big mess. No fun. All right, let's give him some Mardi Gras bling. So we're gonna just add a little bit of the Mod right here. And somebody told me a hack of mixing the Mod Podge with the glitter. You guys, that was not my friend. And another person told me try mixing the paint with the glitter. Also not my friend. So I like using it this way. I also use the not so nice brushes, either my cheap ones or, and anymore I use the brushes that are just beat up, because you are putting glue into your brush. It's not going to come out as much as you try and clean it. It's really just not going to come out. So use the brushes that have either had too much care or just cheaper brushes. Okay, let's throw some green. This green's really cool because it has like a darker and a lighter green to it. You guys can kind of see that. All right, and one more bling. We've got a little bit of purple here, and then we will call my friend that Susan named Tater the Mardi-Gras Gator. Okay, you see that? Ain't that cute? However, you guys are gonna kill me, but we're going for it because I'm not loving the hat. Not loving it yet. It's just missing. So this is gonna happen. Improvising. He needs more bling, right? Heck yeah, that's what we needed. Okay, so the glitter will cling on to the metallic. So once you know your glitter is dry, you just kind of take a nice little rag to it, or even a damp one, and it will clean up real nice. Just FYI, before you clear coat and spray it. Yep, glitter that baby oil, right? He needs it. Typically, I try to do my glitters dark to, or from lightest to darkest, but because I already got it out, we're just kind of going with it. Another thing I use with my embossing tool is to bring that highlight back a little bit. I pull a little bit of the glitter off with just using that embossing tool. Yeah, we'll throw that glitter there. There wasn't that much. Okay, let's throw the green in here. Well, good to know now for me when I'm painting this. I haven't painted this guy before, so I apologize. Most of them I haven't, though, when I paint with you guys. You guys get the new ones. And I know I'm heavily handed with my glitter. Yeah, it needed the glitter, don't you guys think? Should we use the gold glitter on his hat? Or do we like the yellow just popping through? What do y'all think? I'll leave that there while I'm cleaning up. More glitter? I know most people are gonna go glitter him up, but what do you think? Gold? What I'm thinking. We'll go for it. Why not? Get this guy going, right? I forgot to clean up the glitter on that one, but it will. Okay. Let's get our friend. He just needed more bling. What can I say? What kind of glitter? I'll show you in just 1 second. You can see, woo, yeah, he needed that. You're good either way, yeah. I kind of thought that too, when it was towards the end. Okay, so question about glitter. I like the ultra fine glitter or fine glitter. Either one is my favorite. The ultra fine just gives it really thin, and where the extra fine is just, you can see the clumps a little bit more of the glitter. I got this one from, I get them from Sam's Club, or not Sam's Club, Walmart, Michael's, Hobby Lobby. Lisa, that does our sublimation group, she also has a glitter website. It's, I'm trying to think, 3 Glitter Chicks, something like that. Hold on, and I can pull her glitter company's name. Her and her sisters and her mom do it, but she has some phenomenal, really cute glitter. So anywho, that is where I get my glitter from. Every now and then I'll buy it from other vendors, but those are pretty much where I get it from. Let me see. I got one of her. We do. 3 Glitter Chicks. 3glitterchicks.com. That's where I get my other glitter from Lisa. Very good quality glitter. So you can see how the metallic kind of, that is one thing about the metallic glitter or paint, is it kind of clings to other things. So you have to make sure you get it nice and cleaned off. But you can see our little guy there. And let me flip. You guys, I kept you guys way over. I'm so sorry. So there's our friend. I am in love with him. I'm glad we glittered his hat. We're going for it. So there he is. There is retainer version as 2, but I didn't feel like suffering through with you guys to paint that one. You guys love him? Perfect. Well, thanks for hanging out for a lot longer than what I expected to be on, but I appreciate it. He's fun, huh? Oh, I'm excited with how you turned out. Okay, you guys, I will talk to you later. Let me know if you guys are interested or if you guys have any questions. Yes, he is rocking and rolling now. All right, guys, I will talk to you later. I have cricket class tomorrow as well. So as far as I know, I'm assuming I will be there. I don't feel like the orthopedic's going to really hurt my shoulder, but we'll see. Okay? Talk to y'all later. Bye, guys. Have a great night.